What's up, YouTube? It's the Williams Dynasty.
And we're back with another video.
Yeah, so we've been, M.I.A. for a while. We've been going through some life situations, some realness, and, we just got to keep it real with everybody. Maybe somebody's going through the same things we're going through, so we just got to just keep it raw, real, and 100% transparent with everything that's going on. Not only the good, but the bad and the trying and the, trying times as well.
Exactly. So it is very difficult to discuss, but we definitely feel that many people out there could be going through exactly what we've been going through these last couple of years. So it's been a journey, what we've been going through, and it's definitely very, very hard because I get choked up even thinking about what we're trying to discuss. But
As posted along the way.
yes.
So like we said, we just want to keep it real, want to keep it 100% real during the good times, the funny times, and the sad times.
Definitely.
And the devastating times. And, we, like I said, we thank you guys for the support system, family, friends,
And I thank you so much, babe, because without you, I don't know how I could have made it through any of this. Thank you, babe.
love you.
I love you.
Love you too, baby.
It's the Williams, it's the Williams, it's the Williams Dynasty. It's the Williams, it's the Williams, it's the Williams Dynasty. It's the Williams, it's the Williams, it's the Williams Dynasty.
Happiness, joy, pain, devastation, and defeat, and the feeling of hopelessness is what we've been feeling this last 2 years.
And in June of 2019, that's basically where our journey began.
So check out this clip, and I hope you enjoy our journey.
So Terry and I want to say thank you. Me and Terry wanted to do a 10-year wedding renewal, and it was important to us because we have our 2 children, and we wanted them to be a part of it because now they can witness their parents renewing their vows to each other and to continue to set an example for our kids. So that was really, really important.
Just to show our appreciation, just to let you guys know how much you guys mean to us, and we wanted to share.
And this is for you guys. Yeah, just all 3 of you guys, yeah. It was so hard to keep it from everyone because we... that was the Lord telling you. Mom, take a picture real quick for the photo album. It says coming soon with little baby feet.
You didn't know at all? I had no idea. Wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
What happened?
Okay, so we chose to reveal it today simply because, everybody here means so much to us.
right.
We really wanted to just share that moment with everyone and, let the grandparents get shocked, So today when Terry's dad was officiating, he mentioned it and we were like, wait, he doesn't know? We were like, how does he know? We were like, what? And me and Terry, on the way up here, we're like, does he know?
said, it's a blessing to God to bring another baby into this world. We weren't expecting it, but when we took the test, we had a funny feeling that she could be. So I just told my wife, I said, you know what, baby? We're not expecting it, but if we are pregnant, then that's gonna be a beautiful thing, and we're gonna just, be happy about it, and love like how we love our other two kids. Giovanni, he's a special child. We told each other we're gonna have no more kids after Giovanni.
We all have one of them.
God's a humorous God.
And Terry, guess what? We weren't expecting you either.
Yes, so there it goes.
Wow, man, we haven't watched that in a while. That's our very first time actually watching that.
Honestly, we've never watched that because it's just been so difficult to remember and relive that actually. I mean, the joy and the excitement of everyone in the room between us.
That definitely was a beautiful day.
Oh my God.
Having a wedding renewal with our friends and family there, and to announce the news in front of my mom, dad, her mom, and our loved ones and our friends. That was definitely a beautiful day.
It was.
Brings back memories, brings back the pain a little bit,
I just remember so much excitement because when you're in that moment, all you feel is, oh my gosh, like you're just the luckiest girl in the world because you get to share that you're pregnant. And I just remember so much excitement in my heart. And even when Terry put the onesie on my belly, and I just remember how happy I was in that moment. And you just always never think the worst, like, 'cause I know I never did. But it absolutely, took a turn after, because that was June 2019, and then when we went to my first doctor's appointment, July 2019 is where everything just kind of came crashing down on us.
So we're excited. I invite my mom to our doctor's appointment, one of the first doctor's appointments, to see the ultrasound, to hear the heartbeat for the first time and everything. Cause
yeah, it was tradition. We always asked your mom to hear the heartbeat for the first the first doctor's appointment, because both of our babies have been just fine, so we always asked his mom to come.
Right. So in the doctor's appointment, we're filled with joy, happiness. Our daughter's there. We just want to capture the memories for ourselves, and just so we can look back on and experience the joy. But devastation came when the doctor came into the room. And
so when you're there and it's your first appointment, they actually put the little strobe in you to look at the baby. And when the doctor actually did that, it was not the same experience. I felt her moving the strobe around all over. Right. She looked very concerned on her face.
And then pretty much at that point, like, my heart dropped. Because usually with the first two babies we had, we can see the little peanut-sized gummy bear of our babies, and that brought so much joy. But when she was looking, and then she said, do you mind if your daughter and your mom leave the room? I gotta talk to you guys. When she said that, it was just...
Our hearts dropped. I didn't know what to think, and me being pregnant, I was just excited. I had no clue anything was wrong. I mean, I felt normal. I had all the pregnancy symptoms. Everything just seemed like it was going to be fine. So when we went in for the first appointment, it was business as usual. And when his mom and our daughter left, I was just like baffled. I couldn't believe it.
Right. So she pretty much told us the news that no future parents want to hear, and she dropped that bombshell on us, and we left that room feeling devastated. Our daughter came to us, my mom came, and
they didn't know what was going on. And then
my wife broke down in tears.
I just remember telling Penelope, I was just like, I'm so sorry, babe, but the baby's in heaven. And she just looked at me and she just started crying, and we both cried together, and we held each other, like all of us just held each other. And it was the hardest conversation because, you know, we weren't expecting it.
Right.
We were not
Right.
expecting that. And so the technical term for what happened to me is called a blighted ovum. So essentially your body is pregnant, but unfortunately at some point the pregnancy wasn't viable, and at some point your baby just was no longer there, but your body is still feeding your uterus and everything, thinking that it's still pregnant. So that to me was one of the hardest pills to swallow.
Right, especially when you're excited. Like, first of all, like in the video, we weren't expecting it. You know, we thought we were done with 2 babies. We were happy, content. And then when we found out that she was pregnant, it was just like, wow, you know, we're coming up with baby names, boy or girl, what do you think it's going to be? And we're just excited, filled with joy. And when it was just a feeling unexplainable. And to get let down, devastation. And I know my wife went through so much during that time.
I remember when we went in for the DNC, because after we found out our baby had no heartbeat, there was no baby, we had to schedule the DNC, and then from there it was just Terry and I. He sat there with me while I was getting my IVs and had the anesthesia, and I just remember like just sitting in the bed thinking, how did we get here? Like,
Right.
we were just celebrating
Right.
our 10-year wedding renewal with our friends and family, and literally now I'm sitting here with an IV in my arm less than 2 weeks later, getting everything removed from inside of me.
Right, and pretty much to keep it real and just keep it raw, it's just, we were going through a lot. My wife was going through so much, and I just had to be her support system, and she can tell you some personal things that she went through to help get over this pain that she was going through.
So shortly after the DNC, I pretty much just totally was not myself at that point. I was doing anything and everything, basically just kind of beating myself up. Like I felt in my mind like it was my fault. I blamed myself. I thought to myself, did I take showers too hot? Did I drink too much Diet Coke? I mean, it was a lot of self-blame. And it was about 6 months of that, because that happened in July. And right before around Christmas time, I was talking to Terry about this every single day, about my feelings. I would blame myself. I kept telling Terry, like, why did this happen to me? Like, if this never happened to me, I would be a happier person. Like, I don't understand, why did this happen to me? Like, I kept on just blaming myself.
Right.
And then finally I told Terry, and I was just like, babe, like, I gotta take care of myself. Like, I feel like I just keep talking in circles about all this pain and all this grief and all this regret and denial stuff. And I told him, I was like, I need to talk to somebody.
Right, and she pretty much told me that she wanted to seek help, you know, because there's only so much I can do. I'll comfort her, be strong for her, tell her it's going to be okay, and to tell her to keep believing, but she needed to talk to somebody else, a third-party person that didn't know me or her, so she could just really just explain what's going on, explain every single thing to this person.
Exactly, and that's when I found the therapist that basically changed my perspective, changed me totally, and made me see things in a different way. And I feel like the major thing that kept tripping me up was, I just want to be the old Mary. Like, I don't want to feel like this anymore. I don't want to have this miscarriage on my back. Like, I felt so ashamed for some reason. And she told me something that really changed me, and it was something as simple as, what if this isn't the old Mary? You're never going to be the same Mary again. You're going to be a new Mary. And at that point, it clicked, and I was like, I don't know why I never thought of it that way. And it took me like 7 to 8 months later to come to that realization with the therapist. And I really credit the therapist for bringing everything full circle for me, because I don't feel like I just kept hitting the wall, and I just kept blaming myself, and I was just in this never-ending cycle. And thank God for Terry, who did nothing but just listen, and he's a great listener. And I would just cry to him every day, every night. It was just nonstop. And I can't believe I made it through the first loss.
Right. And
I can't believe it. Like, I look back and it's like 2 years ago this happened.
Right. And we face a lot of trials and tribulations throughout our life, but it's nothing like a loss. You know, the loss, it just is going through a lot. And I know she was going through a lot at the time. And one thing I remember from the pregnancy that brought me so much joy, so much happiness when she was pregnant and when we were expecting, you know, our future baby. She sent me this picture when she was pregnant. This was the only picture she took when she was pregnant. And the picture was just so beautiful to me. It just felt so just so loving. And the way she looked in that picture just made the picture just captured a million words without saying one word. And it was just filled with love and joy. And she looked and she sent me the picture. And all I could see in the picture was this woman, my wife, is just happy to carry my baby, to carry my... seed, and that meant so much. And she sent me that picture with no text, you know, but that picture said a million words. And I'll show you the picture coming up. We'll put the picture up so you can see what I'm saying. But that picture was so beautiful, and that's the only image that I have to this day that I always hold in my heart and my memory. Every time I see that picture, I look back every blue moon to check it out, and she looks so happy just to carry my baby. You know, and that means the world when someone sees you and loves you so much that she wants to carry your child.
I honestly remember that photo and the happiness I felt at that moment. It's hard for me to look at it, honestly. I don't even really want to look at it because I know after I took that photo, my life never was the same again. It's hard. It's hard. It was hard for me to even look in the mirror after my DNC. Like, it was hard for me to even want to look at myself.
Yeah, that was...
I'm glad though that you hold that memory so close.
that memory is filled with that picture. It's filled with joy and pain at the same time. The joy that she had carrying my baby, and like she said, the aftermath of the destruction of what happened to both me and her. You know,
absolutely. It's like you said, it says 1,000 words. I want to say that behind everything, you know, the one thing that made me feel better was when you did the balloon release. You came home.
Right. So pretty much, when her dad died years ago, you know, she came up with this idea. You know, I'll let you explain it.
So my dad passed away in 2012, and after that, it was so hard, and his birthday was coming up, and I'm like, my God, like, how cruel is this? It's his first birthday, he's not here. I would have normally called him. I mean, he didn't live in California. So I wanted to create a memory for our daughter at the time. It was just her. She was barely a year old when he passed, and I had Terry bring balloons home, and we released the balloons to heaven. And that's basically been the tradition for almost 9 years now since my dad has been gone.
Right. So pretty much, I told myself, you know, we're grieving. It's always going to be a memory that we have in our hearts forever. And I wanted to give our future baby that didn't make it, that's in heaven right now, I wanted to give our baby a release it to heaven, and just release it from, you know, just release it from heaven, release it to heaven. So I came home with the balloons, and I wanted to do a balloon release for our baby that didn't make it.
And we didn't know if it was a boy or girl, so he bought a pink and he bought a blue balloon. That right there, like, I just remember hugging you afterwards, and it was hard because Penny was there and Gio was there. It's like when you hear Penny talking, it's like she doesn't really understand it, and you know, it's so innocent, and it just makes me so grateful that I did do the balloon release, because in my heart it felt like he's right. We need to send a message to heaven, and right. That's the way it was symbolic in that way.
Yeah, definitely symbolic. To just release the balloons to heaven in honor of...
1, 2, go, Mama! balloons. Bye. Jill says hi. Say hi.
The baby, and now we have to pick ourselves up, heal, and move on. You know, never forgotten, but move on. And that's what we did. So that was our journey back in 2019. I'm glad you're able to witness that with us. It was kind of painful to watch and relive, but we feel we have to because we don't know who's going through something at the time. And we wanted to say thank you because when Mary finally did open up to her friends on Facebook and social media, she had a lot of support from you guys. She didn't want to share it at first, but she did, and the feedback was amazing. And we just want to say thank you for, helping her heal, giving her the uplifting words, because a lot of people went through it and that we didn't even know about, and they shared her experiences with her.
Honestly, that was so heartwarming. Like, I never expected so many of my friends had gone through that pain of losing a pregnancy. No matter how far along you were, I just felt so much connection at that point. People that I didn't even really expect were just there for me. And I mean, that's what really got me through that time between Terry, my kids, therapy, the support. It really makes a difference, and I honestly am grateful. I am really grateful. I don't like that this situation happened to us, but absolutely I would not be as strong as I am today without having gone through that situation, that's for sure.